Well, how's it going, guys? And I promise you guys, I'm gonna be replacing this camera very soon. I know the quality is not that good. Bear with me. I know it's got some issues with focusing and all of that. I do plan on replacing it very soon. So, this video is dedicated to Pam, one of my subscribers who reached out to me and asked me if I had a video sharing some of my favorite bread books with you guys. And you know I did one on canning, my favorite canning books, and I think I shared my favorite dehydrating book with you guys, but I don't think I've ever done a bread baking book, at least one that I could remember. So Pam, this video is dedicated to you. Thank you for reaching out to me, and I thought I would share with you guys some of my favorite books because I thought it was a great topic and something I don't think I've done before. So I'm down here in my schoolroom. That's where I've been, guys. Sorry, I've been kind of MIA. We are switching things out in the homeschool room and bringing in the bigger kid stuff. We're in 3rd grade this year, and Mina is doing kindergarten / 1st grade this year. So I'm kind of switching some things out and bringing in some new things, and we're getting our curriculum in right there. So I've been working hard down here, and I haven't been able to really dedicate any time to a video. So I thought this would be a great topic for me because I can just turn on the camera and talk to you guys. So, favorite bread books. Now, I own a lot of bread books because you guys know how much I love baking bread, and but I do have a stack of favorites that I go to all the time. Not only because they have tried and true recipes in here, but also there's a lot in here that I still want to play with and that I still want to do. And so a lot more bread baking videos will come your way come fall. In the summer, I kind of take a break from baking a lot, just because we're on propane. The house gets really heated up. I don't like to overwork my central air, and I just don't want to heat up my house a whole lot. So I try to, you know, tune down the bread baking a little bit during the summer months, but in the fall it'll be cranking back up along with the canning. So a lot more of those videos will be coming your way come fall. So just so you guys know what I love and what my favorites are, and just so that you can maybe put them on your wish list and grab them before the fall, because we'll be doing a lot of bread baking out of these books come fall. Number one, just something really easy for anybody who's new to baking, period, whether it be bread, whether it be cupcakes, muffins, quick breads, whatever it is. One of the favorites, Betty Crocker. I love all the Betty Crocker books, but their big book of bread is awesome. They have some great pictures in here. Hopefully you guys can see. And you know, if you're new to just cooking and baking in general, this is a great starter book. It will teach you all of the basics. You know, Betty Crocker, for those of you who have ever had a Betty Crocker book, you know Betty Crocker is really simple and kind of foolproof, you know. It's really hard to mess up anything from Betty Crocker. Her ingredients are very easy. It's usually 5 or 6 ingredients. They're always usually easy ingredients to find at your store. And so I love the Betty Crocker big book of bread. And I will leave links. I will try to leave as many links down below as I can. This one I actually bought off of Amazon. The next book that I really love was gifted to me, and I absolutely love this book. This one's going to be a little bit trickier to find, so you want to keep your eye out on garage sales, estate sales, used bookstores, those kinds of things, because I don't think it's in print anymore. And this is the Farm Journal's homemade bread. And this was gifted to me by my friend Paul, who left me a beautiful little note inside. And I'm gonna tell you, every recipe I've tried from this book so far has been phenomenal. There's no pictures in this book. I wanna say this book came from the 60s, but there are some recipes that I've tried that I've tweaked here and there, just adding a few things, taking away a few things. I like to play with bread like that. I like to take a basic recipe and just tweak it and play with it. So there are some things that I've traded out lard for instead of shortening, those kinds of things. The potato rolls in here are fantastic. And since then I have grabbed another Farm Journals book. I just love the Farm Journal. Again, a little trickier to find because it's an older book, but if you can find one, snatch it up, put it in your collection. The recipes in here are fantastic. So that would be my second favorite. Now, many of you know that I got really big into sourdough this past spring. It is something that is very empowering to be able to basically make your own yeast, right? So I still have my sourdough starter in my fridge. I feed it every week, so more sourdough bread will be coming this fall. And this book I really wanted. There's a beautiful video on this here on YouTube, and I will link it up in the corner for you guys so you guys can take a look. This is the Tartine Bread. And if you guys are into sourdough or want to learn about sourdough, I cannot recommend this book enough. This was on my wish list for a while because it is more expensive. The photography in this book though is absolutely breathtaking, and reading through this book, it tells a story through this book. But this book this book will make you want to bake sourdough bread. So if any of you out there are into the sourdough, if you guys are in the sourdough club, which I started over on Facebook, which I have closed that group now, just because we started getting a lot of like random people from from Facebook wanting in the group, and they didn't know where they were, and I really made that group just for you guys, like for nobody else, just for you guys. So I closed it down. It's a private group now. I think we have over 1,300 of you over there. So if you're over there and you're baking sourdough, you might want to pick up this book. We're gonna do more sourdough. I'd like to do some lives over there. I've never done Facebook lives like that before, but I'd like to do some lives over there come fall. My husband loves the Facebook bread group, by the way, the sourdough bread group. It's like his favorite thing to do on Facebook. But I can't recommend this book enough. So if you're into sourdough, you might want to pick up the Tartine book. I will put it down below, a link down below for you guys. And now it leaves really my two favorite bread books, my go-to books. If there is something I want to bake, whatever it may be, from, you know, hamburger buns, or, you know, a simple white bread or a milk bread recipe, anything like that. If there's anything I want to try that's something new, if I want to do English muffins or anything like that, these are my two go-to books, my favorite. And if I had to pick two books, if you could only buy two books, two bread books, these are the two that I would recommend. I would probably recommend one over the other, and I will explain why. My first recommendation is the King Arthur Flour book. This was the book that I learned off of. This is the 100th anniversary. You see how big and thick it is. You know, when I started learning how to bake bread and cook from scratch, I didn't have much money. So I couldn't afford this book. So what I did is I checked it out from the library, and I checked this book out for, I think it was 13 months straight, before I could save enough money to buy it. And so this was my first bread book, and everything I learned from here, along with watching other YouTubers. And this started my journey. I love this book. Everything in this book is amazing. By the way, if you've ever used King Arthur flour, it's so high quality. It's amazing. I can't say enough good things about this book. It's wonderful. It does not have photos though in it. It is just a recipe book. So other than in the center here, they've got a couple of pages here. You know how they put the pages in the center of the book. So other than that, it's strictly just a recipe book. So, but they have everything in here that you need. So King Arthur Flour bread book, if you can get the 100th anniversary, even better. It's nice, it's big, it's thick. But my favorite bread book was gifted to me. It was on my wish list for a long time. It was gifted to me by my girlfriend Mandy, who also wrote in my book. I love when people give me books, I like when they write in them and leave me a note, so I always remember. My favorite book, America's Test Kitchen Bread Illustrated. And I picked this one over the King Arthur because of the photographs. So this book has over 1,000 pictures in it. And if you are like me, I am a visual learner. If you are like me and you need to see step-by-step pictures, this book is your book. You know, there's a reason why I make really long-winded videos when I make bread videos, when I'm make canning videos. It's because I myself am a visual learner and I like to see the entire process. I don't like skipping, because I often wonder, well, how did you get from point A to point D? How did you get there? I like to include all of that in my videos. And this book does that. It takes you step by step through photography, so that you're not skipping any steps. You know exactly what your dough should look like. You know exactly, how you should be folding, how you should be cutting, what the end result should look like. And as a visual learner, I appreciate that so much. So if you're a visual learner, I would recommend this book over the King Arthur, simply because of the photographs. Also, the recipes in here are fantastic. I have not made anything from this book yet that did not turn out beautifully. So just like the King Arthur, it's top-notch recipes that work. I don't know, I have quite a few books where you try the recipe and there's something missing, or the texture's not right. It just needs to be tweaked. It needs to be this book and the King Arthur are not like that. You can make anything in this book or anything in the King Arthur, and those recipes are going to turn out for you. You're not going to have to tweak anything. The taste is going to be spot on. The texture will be spot on. It's just this one I love for the photography. The photography is absolutely beautiful. Now, this does not come spiral bound, so I have to say that. I laminated it. I tore this book apart. I laminated the cover and the back of the book, and then I spiral bound it. Of course, I'm a homeschooling mom. I have a spiral machine, so I can do that. I love that because I can open this up and set it on my counter, and it opens up beautifully, and I don't have pages, flipping. So that's what I did. But if you want your spiral bound, I know Staples does it, Office Depot does it. So look into a place like that and see if you can't get yours spiral bound. I think it's like $10, $15 to have it done. So that's an option for you. So I will leave a link, like I said, to all of these books down below for you guys, except maybe the farm journals, but I will look around, see if I can't find some on even eBay or anything like that where I can't find you some links. But those are my go-to books, guys, as far as bread goes. This is my favorite pile. So I hope that was helpful, Pam. I hope that was helpful for you, especially for those of you who are learning how to bake bread and you're kind of overwhelmed. There's a lot of bread books out there, and I'm sure there's some more amazing books out there that I don't own yet. But these are amongst my favorite. These are my personal go-tos, and I think I would cry without my two favorites. If I had to pick two to go on a desert island, the King Arthur and the America's Test Kitchen book are the two that I would go I would go with. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you for being so patient with me as I, you know, as I close down one school year and, you know, get ready to start a new one. And I feel like I've neglected you guys. I love you guys. I don't want to neglect you at all. But thank you for being patient and bearing with me as I'm, you know, off camera, behind scenes, doing a lot of things. And I hope to be back on my channel very soon. You know, I've got a list of videos that I want to do for you guys. I'm really just waiting to where I can get a new camera because this one doesn't autofocus anymore. So if I sit a little far back, it's going to get blurry and it just does not focus anymore. The autofocus on it is gone. So I have to kind of sit up near you to get this thing to work, which isn't very good when you're trying to can or you're trying to bake, because I have a chocolate chip cookie recipe I want to do with you guys. I want to can celery with you guys. I have a whole list of things that I want to do. And I still also want to bring you that chicken coop tour that I've been promising you. We just have to hang the solar lights, which is what I'm waiting for before we do that. But those videos are coming along with a new camera. Hopefully very soon, so that things can be a little bit visually better for you and sound wise too. So, all right guys, with that, I will be seeing you soon, hopefully. And I know some of you wanted a homeschool room tour. Let me know if you want to, because I know most of you follow me for canning and bread baking and recipes. But let me know if you are interested in seeing like a curriculum, or I know there's many of you out there right now thinking about homeschooling, and I want to be as helpful as I can to you because I know it's a big decision. I know for some parents it's a scary decision. Homeschooling is kind of like, for me, it kind of felt like it was off the cliff. Like I was hoping that I wasn't going to fall. So, you know, we are rolling into our 5th year of homeschooling and I absolutely love it. And I am willing to share anything that I can with you guys in helping you on your journey, in your decision to homeschool. So let me know if you are interested in any of those types of videos, and I will make those for you guys. So, all right, with that, I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to end this and I'll be seeing you guys soon.